Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 22, extended MCQs, March 2021, question 11. The diagram shows a section of an overhead power cable. Okay, so we've got an aluminum wire and steel wire rounded up together and held together by a ceramic holder. Okay, which statement explains why a particular substance is used? Aluminum has a low density and is a good conductor of electricity. Yes, this is correct. Aluminum does have a low density and it is a good conductor of electricity. Ceramic is a good conductor of electricity. No, it is a very good insulator of electricity. So this is incorrect. Steel can rust in damp air. No, steel, if it is stainless steel, it will not be rusting in damp air. So since only the term steel is used, it can apply to all types of steel. So this statement becomes incorrect. Steel is more dense than aluminum. The density of steel is also less, but if even if it is more dense than aluminum, that is not the reason why it is used in overhead electric cables. So the use and the statement do not match. So as a result, the correct option for this question is option A. Question 12. During the electrolysis of dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen is collected at the cathode. What is the ionic half equation for this reaction? So we've got hydrogen gas being collected. So we would have 2 moles of H positive ions. And since it is the cathode, this is where reduction takes place. So they will be accepting 2 moles of electrons and producing 1 mole of hydrogen gas. So this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 13. Which row describes an endothermic reaction? So, and for an endothermic reaction, the energy of the products must be greater than the energy of the reactant. So this eliminates options A and C. So one of the options B and D is correct. So now energy transfer. Now in an endothermic reaction, energy is taken in from the surroundings. So in option B, we have energy is transferred from the surroundings to the reaction. Yes, energy is taken in. And in option D, it says energy is transferred from the reaction to the surroundings. This means that energy is given off, which is true for exothermic reactions, not endothermic reactions, eliminating option D and making option B the correct option for this question. Question 14. The equation for the complete combustion of methane is shown. So CH4 plus 2O2 gives CO2 plus 2H2O. The bond energies are shown in the table. What is the energy change for the reaction? So this would be enthalpy change when bonds are broken for the reactants minus the enthalpy change when bonds are formed for the product. So for the reactants, the bonds broken are 4 carbon hydrogen single bonds and 2 oxygen oxygen double bonds. And the bonds that are formed are 2 carbon oxygen double bonds in the case of carbon dioxide and 4 OH bonds in the case of water. So the energy change when bonds are broken is equal to 4 multiplied by 410. And for O2, it would be 2 multiplied by 496. For the products, it would be 2 multiplied by 805. And for the OH group, it would be 4 multiplied by 460. So the total energies of the reactants is equal to 2632 and the total energies of the products is equal to 3450. Now since energy is needed to break the bonds, this value for the reactants would be positive 2632, and since energy is given off when bonds are formed, so the energy of the product would be negative 3450. And when we subtract 3450 from 2632, we end up with a value of negative 818 kilojoules per mole, which makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 15. Hydrogen fuel cells can be used to power cars. Which statement about a fuel cell are correct? The balanced equation for the reaction is H2 plus O2 gives H2O. No, it would be 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. So this is not balanced. Next, the fuel cell generates electricity. Yes, that is what it is used for. In the fuel cell, hydrogen is reduced. No, hydrogen is converted into H positive ion. So hydrogen is oxidized. So this statement is incorrect as well. And the last one, the reactants are gases at room temperature. Yes, the reactants are hydrogen and oxygen gas, which are both gases at room temperature, making statement 4 correct. Since statements 2 and 4 are correct, option C is the correct option for this question. Question 16. The apparatus shown is used to measure the rate of a reaction. So we've got reactants in a conical flask and we have a gas syringe connected with it to collect gas. Which equation represents a reaction where the rate can be measured using this apparatus? So in A, we've got magnesium solid reacting with HCl aqueous producing MgCl2 aqueous and hydrogen gas. So we have formation of hydrogen gas. So gas will be collected in this apparatus. In B, we've got HCl aqueous and NaOH aqueous producing NaCl aqueous and H2O liquid. So no gas is produced in this reaction. So gas collection will not be possible. In the third equation, we've got solid iron reacting with aqueous copper sulfate producing solid copper metal and aqueous FeSO4. Again, no gas is being produced. So collection of gas will not be possible. So the rate of reaction will not be followed in the given apparatus. And the last equation is 2 moles of sodium metal reacting with bromine liquid producing sodium bromide solid. And again, in this reaction, we don't have any production of a gas. So the given apparatus is not suitable for measuring the rate of this reaction. So this makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 17. P is a hydrated metal salt with a blue color. When P is heated, water is given off, leaving solid Q. R is a hydrated metal salt with a pink color. When R is heated, water is given off, leaving solid S. So, which row gives the name of P and the color of S? Okay. So, hydrated cobalt chloride is pink in color, and hydrated copper sulfate is blue in color. So P is hydrated copper sulfate and R is hydrated cobalt chloride. So since they're asking for P, this eliminates hydrated cobalt chloride. So options A and B are eliminated. And after heating, copper sulfate becomes white while cobalt chloride becomes blue. But they're not asking for cobalt chloride, they're asking for copper sulfate. So copper sulfate would become white, eliminating option C, making option actually hydrated copper sulfate when water is given off, leaving solid Q. If water is completely removed, oh, they're asking for color of S. They're asking for color of S. The color of S is blue, like I said. So we are not talking about hydrated copper sulfate after being heated would give a white color. So there was an error in reading the instructions. So let's do this again. We've got P as hydrated copper sulfate, which when heated would form solid Q. Solid Q is white in color. R is hydrated cobalt chloride, which is pink in color. When R is heated, water is given off, leaving solid S. They're asking for color of solid S, and the color of solid S is blue. So this eliminates option D and makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 18. Magnesium reacts with copper to oxide to give magnesium oxide and copper. Which substance is the oxidizing agent in this reaction? So magnesium is reacting with copper oxide. So magnesium has a charge of 0, copper has a charge of +2. And this produces copper and magnesium oxide. So copper has a charge of 0 and magnesium has a charge of +2. So we've got magnesium going from 0 to +2. This is oxidation. We have got copper going from +2 to 0. This is reduction. So since magnesium is being oxidized, it is a reducing agent. And since copper oxide is reduced to copper, it is an oxidizing agent. So the question is asking which substance is the oxidizing agent in this reaction. So this is copper oxide or copper 2 oxide, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 19. Part of the periodic table is shown. Which element forms an acidic oxide? So element A is lithium, C is magnesium, B is carbon, and D is argon. So which element forms an acidic oxide? Lithium oxide is basic, magnesium oxide is basic, carbon dioxide is an acidic gas, and argon does not react with oxygen. So the only acidic substance produced is carbon dioxide, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 20. When aqueous sodium hydroxide is added to a solution of a metal ion, a gray-green precipitate forms which dissolves in excess to form a dark green solution. This is an evidence that chromium 3 positive, Cr 3 positive ions are present in the given solution. Because chromium forms a gray-green precipitate of chromium 3 hydroxide upon addition of sodium hydroxide, which dissolves in excess, producing a complex colored salt solution, which is dark green in color. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option A.